accordance with Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. If you require a disability-related modification or accommodation to attend or participate in this meeting, including auxiliary aids or services, please call the City Clerk's office at 310-952-1720 at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. Good evening, everyone. I'm calling to order the Carson City Council Successor Agency Housing Authority. Today is Tuesday, April 1st. We just had the pre-recorded rules of decorum at 5 o'clock. It starts at 5 immediately. And this meeting is called to order at 5:03. Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Rojas.
Present.
Councilmember Deere.
Here.
Councilmember Hilton.
Present.
Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Hicks. Sorry.
Present.
Mayor Davis Holmes.
Present, and we also have present with us today our city treasurer, agency authority, our city attorney, city manager, assistant city managers, 2 of them, and all the staff. They're sitting in the right out here before you. Flag salute, please, Councilwoman Rojas.
Yes, please rise. Right hand over your heart, ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Oh, look at Dr. Lennox. Spring color. We'll have an invocation by Pastor Prentice Lewis from Greater. It won't be him? Bishop Clip. Ooh, say it.
Bishop Cliff Coultney from Holy Temple Church.
Thank you, Bishop.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you?
Our Father, which art in heaven, holy will be thy name. We pray that kingdom will come on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for all of our transgressions. Gracious Father, we thank you for an opportunity to stand before your people and before your presence, Father. Thanking you for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us, Father God. Father God, thanking you for this beautiful city called Carson. Father God, we realize that we are in a process, Father God, and all our process is going forward, Lord. We just praise you, just thank you for it, Lord. We thank you for this whole administrative board, Lord. Father God, that's working together. Father God, that's coming together, putting their head together and bringing the city together. We just thank you, Father God. We don't have as many hooters that we have in other cities, Father God. We thank you, Lord, for our police department, Father God. We thank you for this whole congregation, Father God, that will make up, Father, this city of Carson, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus, Father, we thank you for the preparation that is going on right now, Father. Father, we thank you that as I look down through the city, I see roads are being prepared, Father. I see things are happening in the city. And I just praise you, just thank you for the congregation of the minds, Lord, in the city of Carson. We just praise you and just thank you right now. In the mighty name of Jesus, thank God and amen.
Amen. We're going to have a report on closed session from our city attorney. Oh, Madam City Clerk, were there any comments on closed session items?
No, Madam Mayor.
Madam City Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council will meet in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to confer with legal counsel in several active litigation matters. One is Camp Carson versus City of Carson, case number 20 STCV 16461.
The other one is Polito versus City of Carson, case number 24 STCB 14430. The other one is, again, Polito versus City of Carson. It's a workers' comp case, ADJ 180222950. In the matter of Slaughter versus City of Carson, case number 20 STCV 35952. The council will also meet pursuant to Government Code Section 5495.76 with City Manager, Assistant City Manager, and Human Resources Officer regarding labor negotiations with AIM, CPSA, AFSCME Local 809 part-time, and regarding the unrepresented classifications of Chief Deputy City Clerk and Chief Deputy City Treasurer. The council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1 for purpose of considering the evaluation of performance of public employees, the position of city manager, and the position of city attorney. The council will further meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D2 or D3 and E1 because there is a significant exposure to litigation in one case. And lastly, the council will meet pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9 D4 because the city is considering whether to initiate litigation in one potential case. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's a lot. We should be back before 6:30.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's aim for 6:30, but we'll see. Depends how quickly the council makes decisions.
Okay, well, we'll say 6:30, no later than 7. Okay, we're going to recess to closed session. In disorderly or boisterous conduct, including but not limited to applause, whistling, stamping of feet, booing, or making any loud, threatening, or profane, abusive, personal, or slanderous utterance that disturbs, disrupts, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. All remarks by members of the public shall be addressed to the mayor or the chair and not to any other member of the public or any single council, board, or commission member, unless in response to a question that the member. Signs, placards, banners, or other similar items shall not be permitted in the audience during a public meeting. All persons attending a public meeting shall obey any lawful order of the presiding officer to enforce the rules of decorum. Treat everyone courteously, listen to others respectfully, exercise self-control, give open-minded consideration to all viewpoints, focus on the issues and avoid personalizing debate, embrace respectful disagreement and dissent as democratic rights that are inherent components of an inclusive public process and tools for forging sound decisions. Public information. The public may address the members of the City Council on any matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council or on any items on the agenda of the City Council during the designated public comment periods. There will be 2 oral communication sessions, one for agendized items, comment about items on the agenda, and the other for non-agendized items, comments about items not on the agenda. The oral communication portion of the agenda is limited to a duration of 1 hour unless otherwise approved by the City Council. Comment time is normally 3 minutes, depending on the number of speakers. Public viewing available by live stream on the city's website. The meeting will be streamed live over the internet, www.carsonca.gov, or on YouTube, www.youtube.com/c/City of Carson, California, official YouTube page. Cable Spectrum, Channel 35, and AT&T, Channel 99. If you're unable to attend the meeting in person, public comments can be submitted before the meeting. Email. Public comments can be emailed to cityclerk@carsonca.gov. The cutoff time to submit any email communications is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications can be dropped off at the city clerk's office at City Hall. The cutoff time to submit any written communications is 3 p.m. on the day of the meeting. Written communications dropped off at the city clerk's office or any email received will not be read aloud at council meetings, but will be circulated to City Council and incorporated into the minutes. We're reconvening to open session. Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The council met in closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1 to discuss four matters: Camp Carson versus City of Carson, Polito versus City of Carson, Polito versus City of Carson workers' comp case, Slaughter versus City of Carson. No reportable action was taken. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6 to discuss labor negotiations with AMC PSA, AFSCME Local 809, and unrepresented classifications of Chief Deputy City Clerk and Chief Deputy City Treasurer. No reportable action was taken. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54957B1 to conduct evaluation of performance of public employees for both the position of city manager and city attorney. No reportable action was taken. The council met pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2 or D3 and E1 because there's a significant exposure to litigation 1 case and no reportable action was taken. And the council met pursuant to the same code section, subsection D4, because the city was considering whether to initiate litigation in 1 case and no reportable action. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. We'll have introductions by Captain Norman. Are you here? There you are.
Good
Good
evening. Thank you for the opportunity. I just wanted to share a couple things that's actually going on in the city of Carson. We had some notable operations and arrests. In April, it is currently the Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Wanted to bring that to the attention to the council as well as to the city residents. Distracted driving has become a deadly epidemic on our roads. Cell phone use, specifically texting, talking, and social media has become the most common distraction. Follow these safety tips for a safe ride. If you need to send a text, pull over and safely and actually send that text. Designate a passenger that's in your vehicle to be the designated texter. And do not scroll through apps while driving. Struggling not to text and drive, you may want to put that cell phone in the truck, in the glove box, or the back seat until you arrive to your destination. Remind your friends and family, if you can, please. If you're in the driver's seat, it's only one thing that you should be doing with no distractions, and that's basically driving. Carson Station is conducting several operations to support distracted drivings. On April 8th, we had our team conducted a distracted driving operation. We had 14 citations for texting and cell phone for vehicles were towed. One was cited for speeding, and we have one unlicensed driver. On Saturday, April 12th, our team conducted another street takeover operation, which has actually been, we're showing some success as far as our street takeover operations. We had 3 arrests and 2 vehicles that were stored. We have confiscated 6 vehicles within the last 30 days for impounding due to Assembly Bill 3085, authored by Assemblyman Mike Gibson. So that's been very successful for us. On April 5th, one of our deputies participated in a relay run, which is called Baker to Vegas. Our LASD women's running team took first place for the second time, 2 times in a consecutive year, and that's a good thing. On April 8th, I had the pleasure to attending the town hall meeting that was hosted by Dr. Hilton at Stevenson Park, and thank you for inviting me. We identified some areas of concern that we will be addressing. This weekend, our Carson Community Relations team had a blast participating in Earth Day at Dolphin Park with the city kids, and that was also enjoyable. Some of the notable arrests that we had within the last couple weeks, we had 2 juveniles that were positively identified as being vandalism that occurred at Focia Park. They caused damage to 2 construction vehicles. They were arrested. Parents cited as well. Situational awareness, wanted to bring to your attention that we have had an incident, one that occurred here in Carson, but it does pertain to an elder that was leaving a shopping center in his vehicle. Two males decided to actually enter his vehicle at the same time, took him from that location to the bank where he withdrew about $20,000. He withdrew it and actually gave it to them. Both suspects were actually arrested by Carson detectives. One of the suspects, we actually had to go to Northern California in order to conduct the arrest. So it's just very important that the elders and all the Carson residents are aware of your surroundings, especially when you're making transactions at the banks. Some of the statistics that I have here for Part 1 crimes, we are continuing to trend down. I would like to bring to the attention that we're 40% down in robbery strong arms, but however, robbery with a weapon have increased about 10 over last year's count. So we just want to be aware of our surroundings as far as robberies are concerned. Residential burglaries are down at about 19%, and vehicle burglaries have increased at about 6.3%, which is overall at about 5 throughout the city for this time through March 31st of 2025. That is what I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Questions from my colleagues? Queue up if you do.
Madam Mayor? Thank you. Not really a question, just a compliment to you. You always give a thorough report, and giving this type of advice coming from an authority like yourself about not texting when you're driving, all these things that are safety, quality of life issues, and really appreciate you bringing that forward because there is a TV audience tonight as well, and they're getting that great message from you, and it's
Great.
appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Captain, for all the work that the young men and women do for the city of Carson. I just have some concerns that's been brought to my attention from my residents, and I think we talked about this in the past of street takeovers,
Oh, yes.
and they seem to be on the rise again in our area. And to the city manager, to his staff, I know we did installation of some cameras in some of our intersections. These intersections I'm going to state this evening, wanted to find out how can we get some cameras, because it seems to be these intersections have more times that this being taken over than not, and it's becoming a problem. One is at Carson Street in Santa Fe.
Oh.
The second intersection is at Santa Fe and Dominguez Street. The third one at University Drive in Central, which is becoming now where we have additional accidents on that corner, people speeding coming down Central Avenue.
Yes.
Wilmington and Del Amo, we just put in new street concrete and they keep taking it over, and it's blacktopped again from them coming in doing the street takeovers. So those are the hot spots that's been coming to my attention. Just wanted to make you aware of those locations for the deputies to go out and just do some patrolling in that area, and to the staff to look at how we can do some cameras at the location as well.
That would be great. We have done several operations within the last 2 months. And what I will say as far as the street takeovers, what we're trying to do is prevent them from actually coming into the city of Carson. That has yielded on our social media more than 5,500 likes and about 16,000 shares. So what we know is that not necessarily the citizens, but the bad guards are sharing this so that they know that, and even creating their own videos showing us actually going out, taking over. We take over the takeovers. So ultimately, it has been mildly successful. We're continuing and working with our partners in Compton, with the CHP as well as Long Beach PD. So, but it would definitely be helpful. What we have learned is that Carson, in conjunction with Assembly Bill 3805, that has been made by Assemblyman Mike Gibson, it helps us to actually, when we identify that there's a vehicle, we'll take that license plate and then go serve a warrant on it and then pick up the vehicle. So we've done about 6 of those as well, all across Southern California.
And it seems to be happening Friday night and Saturday night.
Yes.
For the most part, you know, the weekend crowd. And when you get up going to church early Sunday morning, that's when I see it on the different roadways as I drive through the city. I say, okay, they were out here Saturday night. So that's when it's happening. But okay, thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Hilton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted to bring to your attention, and Mayor Pro Tem brought it to my remembrance, on Pepperdine and University, and maybe also we can speak to engineering as well. They're requesting a traffic light. There's heavy, as the people are speeding down University, it's almost impossible for them to get out of University Heights as people are just speeding up University. It's almost impossible for them to get out. We heard about that at the town hall meeting.
Yes.
So just wanted to, because I did tell them I would bring make their request known. And so I wanted to make sure that maybe we have an officer out there, do something every once in a while. But University and Pepperdine is a very hot spot as well. Looking for maybe a stop sign or something like that. Not a stop sign, but maybe a traffic light to see if we can possibly put that there. And I know that engineering takes time, but there's been a number of accidents on that corner, and they said, how much time will it take?
Well, we can certainly help in the meantime until you work on the traffic light.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Captain,
ma'am.
for the report. Anything, Councilwoman? No? Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, have a good evening. Thank you.
Next, we will be going to be doing presentations. I'll ask my colleagues to join me at the podium. And I'm going to take the liberty to moving up Thunder Studios because I know you've been here. So we'll do Thunder Studios now, and then we'll go back to the order. It's Rolando, huh? It's on here too. Oh, okay. Where? Oh. Well, hello. Rolando from Thunder Studios. Did you know we had a studio here in the city of Carson? How awesome is that? How many of you watched the State of the City address? Did you see that? Thunder Studios. If you haven't seen it, I'm watching your eyes. Have you seen the State of the City? Oh, okay. Go on. But if you have not seen the State of the City address, please take the time to go onto our city website and watch it. We have been getting nothing but rave reviews for it, and people are asking, where is that CNN, Carson News Network? But, you know, it was so awesome to work with Thunder Studios and Rolando and his staff. Oh, my God. You're talking about professionalism. I mean, he just laid out the red carpet for us. And then he attended also. And we're honored. Yes, you did. And it took us to another level is what it did. You know, we've been trying to do this, but they came to us, and I can only say how excited I am. And when you talk about Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift, they were right here in our city, and we didn't even know it, at Thunder Studio. Isn't that something? Right here in little old bitty city of Carson. And he has so many other entertainers that are going to be coming to our great city. And I want to thank you for helping to put us up on the map and let you know how much we appreciate you. And working with you was just a delight. And what can I say? I've said it all without reading this, didn't it? So it came from my heart. But we wanted to present you with this certificate to Thunder Studios in recognition of your outstanding work and exceptional contribution to the creation of the City of Carson's 2025 State of the City video production. Your dedication, creativity, professionalism have helped bring this important project to life, showcasing the vibrant spirit and accomplishments of the City of Carson. Your efforts have enhanced the city's message to the community, helping to communicate our achievements, vision, future, and goals. Your expertise and commitment to excellence have made this project a success, and we commend you for your hard work and outstanding collaboration in making this production a remarkable achievement. It's dated today, the 15th of April, signed by your mayor. That's me. Lula Davis Holmes, Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Hicks. Where are you, Councilman? There you are. Councilman Jawan Hilton, the doctor. Where are you, doctor? Jim Deere to my left, and of course our Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. And you know, what can I say? I just appreciate. I mean, this, we didn't know what we were going to do, but this one topped everything that we have done. To my Lulu girls, where are you? Okay. I call them my Lulu girls. When we sit down and start talking about the state of the city, I dropped the idea, and they just took and did their own thing. So I said, where do I need to be? This is the idea, and she's a Thunder Studios, and boy, man.
Thank you for trusting us with this project. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for trusting us with this project. And more than anything, thanks to the staff, Candela, our VP of production, Roger, Alex, who's here, and the whole Thunder Studio staff. You're right. A lot of people don't know that the city of Carson has a very high-end professional studio facility where we capture some of the most amazing content that you see worldwide. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Kanye West, The Weeknd was just there preparing for the Super Bowl performance. A lot of the performances that happened at Coachella this weekend, some of those rehearsals happened within our city limits, and a lot of people are not aware that that is happening. In a couple of weeks, we got Oscar de la Hoya's company, Golden Boy, doing a big boxing show, so everyone is invited, the city is invited, the community is invited, so we're proud to bring those kind of events to our community. And thank you for doing business with a business within our city. We really appreciate it, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to have you to take this, but I would like this framed in a nice frame so we can put it in his office. So, absolutely. Yeah, well, I want it framed because sometimes these go into a drawer somewhere. And when I go there, I want to see. Not this one. Not this one? No. Well, I'm excited. You want to introduce your staff?
Yeah, Candela Ribat, our VP of production.
Oh, VP.
I didn't prepare anything. I just want to say it was such a pleasure working with you and your staff. You guys were generally so easy and so collaborative and just so eager to work with us, which was just refreshing for us. And our staff really couldn't be more eager to work with you guys again, and hope that you guys visit us soon again for your next project. Special thanks to the girls. They killed it. And Dave. And
Dave Roberts. I mean, the team was just fantastic. Everybody came down, they worked as one team. There's no arguing, no bickering. They showed up, did their interviews, and you know, we wanted to showcase a team here in the city of Carson. It's not about your mayor, it's about the team that worked so hard around the clock. And I think that's Carson News Network did that. Carson News Network. And where can I get that? What channel is it on? What? We're coming. Be patient. Carson News Network will be a reality at one point in time, but you have to dream big. And if you dream it, you can achieve it. So Carson News Network, Carson, hold your horses. Yes. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thank you.
This is going to be the new video.
Yes.
I know it's going to be the new video.
Return, yes. Thank you. Turn to the actors.
we have a proclamation recognizing April 25th as Arbor Day. And I'm going to ask, is this one going to Arlington? Dr. Rogers and team to come on down? Yeah, doctor. I'm going to have our MPT to read this.
They don't want to come up.
They don't want to come up?
They don't want to come
I
up?
have a suit on like you do.
Come on down. Come on downstairs.
Camouflage you. Come on up. Come on up.
Come downstairs.
Look
They,
at
they just
that.
look at it.
What is going? You want us to come out there?
Come on.
Public Works?
Public Works staff.
Come on, guys.
Arlington, did they know you were going to call them up? I didn't know.
They came for another reason, probably.
That's okay. Public Works. Line up. We'll camouflage you.
That's right. Hard
is our
workers. That's
team.
what I'm talking about.
This is a team. This is a team. All right.
All right.
Our MPT is gonna right here.
Yes, proclaiming recognizing April the 25th as Arbor Day, and whereas the City of Carson recognizes the importance of maintaining a sustainable environment and promoting a healthier life for all of our residents, and whereas quality providing wildlife habitat, reducing energy costs, and enhancing the beauty and livability of our community, and whereas Arbor Day is an opportunity to celebrate and honor the role that trees play in our lives daily. And as we promote the care and stewardship of our urban forests, and whereas the City of Carson is committed to supporting efforts that encourage tree planting, urban forestry, and environmental sustainability for the benefits of future generations. And whereas the City of Carson encourages all citizens to participate in Arbor Day activities, including planting trees, fostering green spaces, educating themselves about the importance of trees in building a resilient and vibrant community. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil, wind, and water, lowering our heat and cooling costs, and moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and promote habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees in our city increase property value, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community, trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Whereas trees help slow climate change, foster biodiversity, improve our communities, and provide a stronger future for everyone. Whereas the City of Carson was awarded a 2021 Tree City USA by Arbor Foundation for our commitment to urban forestry and building pride amongst our residents. It's positive and for the City of Carson as an attractive place to live, work, and play. Now, therefore, the City of Carson, California, do hereby proclaim April 25th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the City of Carson, and encourages all of our residents, schools, and organizations to observe this day by planting a tree, supporting tree care efforts, and committing to a greener, greater future for our city and our planet. Dated today, the 15th day of April, 2025, and signed by the entire City Council. Mr. Director.
Thank you, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. We certainly appreciate this as a group in Public Works. And as you saw the reluctance of the team to come up and take a bow, that's because they work in the background and they enjoy what they do. So it is an honor for me to represent them, but this is due to all their hard work. So a personal thank you to each and every single one of you that came up today. This is, I accept this in their honor.
Thank you. Quick photo op.
Don't leave yet.
Can we come and see you?
A wonderful speech.
Everyone's so tall. Yeah.
She always gotta come by me. She always gotta come by me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tonight, we're proud to recognize Carson's Environmental Commission with this year's Earth Day proclamation. Commissioners, this dedicated group works tirelessly to address pollution, promote beautification, and improve the overall health of our city. Through collaboration with public officials and community members, they access proposals, review environmental legislation, and offer guidance to the City Council. This commitment to creating a cleaner, greener, and more vibrant Carson helps ensure a healthier future for us all. Please welcome our Environmental Commission, Commissioner Jorge Taylor, Commissioner Lillian Hobson, Commissioner Freeman Watkins, Commissioner William Coons. Could you come down, please?
Come on down, Commissioner. Oh, Swayze is here.
Who? Swayze, are you here?
Yes.
Oh, they left you off? You just made, okay. Oh, they said you're absent. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you pressing your way. Where's the chairman? Get here in the middle.
Come on, Captain.
Excuse me.
Councilman Hilton has the proclamation.
Well, we'd like to
Kinda
present
spread
this
out.
proclamation tonight for Earth Day. Whereas Earth Day,
Thank you, sir.
whereas Earth Day is a global event celebrated annually on April 22nd to demonstrate support for environmental protection and to promote awareness of the
Could we
importance
move
of...
back a little? Just, excuse me.
No problem, Madam Mayor. Go ahead. Be it resolved. No. Now, therefore, the mayor and the city council of Carson hereby proclaim April 22nd, 2025 as Earth Day in the city of Carson and urge all citizens to reflect on the importance of taking care of our planet. Let's unite in making a positive impact and creating a sustainable future for generations to come. Signed this day by all of us.
Mr. Chairman, would you like to say, well, you guys are going to be doing a presentation.
doing a presentation,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Well, we'll take a photo and then we have a presentation that's going to be presented by the Environmental Commission.
Thank you. So much.
Well,
Is that it? That's todo?
and we have a,
I give just a couple words.
and we're going to, oh, you want us to stay here? No. Oh, come on up, Environmental. We're going to take our seats and we're going to listen to their presentation. Whatever he decides. I've asked that all of our commissions. Okay. Thank you. Come on in, commissioners. Yes, we're going to take our seats. Yes. And I want to thank you for coming to council because we need to know what you're doing as a commission, and you guys are all hard at work. So we want to let you know how much we appreciate you and how much we love hearing from you. Right, Commissioner Hobson? Racing me. We're ready whenever you are.
I don't know which one is which. Oh, okay. My apologies.
When I had it,
Oh, yeah.
it disappeared. Here it is. Oops. Thank you, sir. Good evening, Madam Mayor, honorable council members. Thank you so much. The proclamation and the recognition was a surprise, so thank you. It continues to be an honor to, and I speak for all of us, to serve the great city of Carson. Just a couple words, if you don't mind. We meet the first Wednesday of every month at 6:30 at City Hall. The current commissioners, most of them who are here, Lillian Hobson, Ezekiel Swayzer, William Coons, Maribel Peralta, Freeman Watkins, and Brittany Ford, and myself. We are really blessed to have an outstanding staff to work with, and thank you so much for that staff. The staff consists of Jessica Correa, Christian Smith, and our energy and sustainability, and our leader. This is our leader. She does a wonderful job. We'll give her a hand because she does a great job for us. And lastly, Isaac Young, Deputy City Attorney. This year, we were engaged in several initiatives, including our participation in the city's Earth Day event this past Saturday that many of you were at Dolphin Park. We collected over 70 surveys from community members. These surveys allowed us to gather insights into the issues concerning residents, which we share with the City Council. Staff is still analyzing the data. However, initial feedback has been mostly positive, suggesting that residents feel that the city is performing in an excellent manner as it relates to trying to impact environmental issues in our community. I will note that some respondents, a few, raised concerns about occasional air odors, homelessness, and the need for increased recycling, illegal dumping, litter, street cleanliness, air quality, and etc. And we also recognize these issues are not unique to the city of Carson, and most cities also contend with these same challenges in our area. We also received several responses expressing a desire to plant more trees and organize additional events like Earth Day and Kids Fest that help educate our kids relative to environmental concerns in our community. We have also discussed important updates regarding air pollution monitoring and of course, refineries. Lastly, our Environmental Commission, along with our stakeholders, will advise staff on the update the Carson Climate Action Plan. Thank you again for this honor and privilege to serve the citizens of our great community. Would anyone else have any words? Okay.
As usual, we bring gifts.
Thank you very much.
As usual, the Environmental Commission bring gifts to everyone. So can we start with you?
Yeah.
Pass them out to the audience? You want me to pass them out?
No.
And I must recognize our very, very capable and outstanding Vice Chair, Ms. Lillian Hobson.
Yes. And we want to thank you for coming to the commission this evening, to the council. I love Earth Day. Thank you. That concludes our presentations. Madam City Clerk, do we have all communications from items listed on the agenda for public comment? Anyone?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have any for agenda items. I have 3 for non-agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
Call for the approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and properly second. Please cast your vote.
Not on the screen yet.
Sorry, Councilman. Takes a minute. Who made the motion?
MPT.
MPT made the motion. I second the motion.
Thank you.
Next is our consent calendar.
Everyone hasn't voted.
Oh, they
Madam Mayor.
haven't. That sounds like.
Oh, and I need to mark Councilwoman absent.
Oh, she's absent.
Okay, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is our consent calendar, items 14 through 29.
Move the consent calendar, Madam Mayor.
Been moved and properly second. Would anyone like to pull an item?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Item 26.
Item 26. Hearing, that's it?
No.
The consent calendar is,
Madam Mayor,
yes,
just want to make a note for your, it'll be reflected in the minutes, but the uploaded reso for item number 22 says reso number 25-045, but it should be 25-048 as stated everywhere else in the item. So it's just a typo in the title.
okay.
So that'll be noted in the minutes, but I just want to make sure, bring that to your attention now
Okay.
as you're approving it.
Thank you. We're going to move the consent calendar with exception of item number 26 and with the corrections to item number 22 as so noted by our city clerk. How about, who first? Can I get a motion? Oh, you did?
Yes, it's been moved and seconded.
Okay, let's cast our vote.
Okay, the motion carries, noting that Councilwoman is absent.
Okay. Item number 26, MPT.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just wanted the staff to give a report on the item.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This particular item is to consider approving the Clean Power Alliance's Innovation Fund participation agreement to receive $86,900 in grant funding to implement Carson's EV charging wallet pilot program. And I'll allow our Energy and Sustainability Officer, Ms. Rita Culture, to speak on that.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. So the Clean Power Alliance has established this innovation fund. This was a competitive funding opportunity for member agencies. There are 37 member agencies within the Clean Power Alliance, Carson being one of them. And the fund aims to support creative and innovative decarbonization projects that align with the CPA's mission. Specifically, it provides funding of up to $250,000 to selected agencies for projects focused on resiliency and grid management. The city, through the program, the city was awarded the $86,900 to launch what we're calling the EV Charging Wallet Pilot Program. And it's going to be an innovative initiative designed to make charging more affordable and accessible for residents, particularly those who cannot charge at home. The goal is to launch this program this summer. And it's important to note that the specific guidelines of this pilot program are still pending review and approval from City Council. So the ask today is just to approve the funding agreement, and then the staff will bring back options for what the program can look like in the next month or so.
Thank you. Just wanted the residents to know that we are with our Clean Power Alliance. I know that when we actually joined with them about 6, almost 7 years ago, as an alternative to our electrical services, that we providing now more efficient ways of having electricity brought to our city, and just some ways that we're getting some of our returns on some of the funds that's being paid for our electricity bill here in the city of Carson. So with that being said, I move staff's recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved and probably second by MPT and Councilman Hilton.
What happened?
Cast your vote.
It's done. It's cast.
Oh, mine hadn't been cast.
Oh.
The vote is unanimous, Madam Mayor. Motion carries.
Next is our special order of the day, item number 30. Madam City Clerk, was the agenda item properly posted?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, this is the same hearing that is being continued throughout up until May 6th. So the notice of public hearing has been given pursuant to the applicable law, and all of the boxes have been checked. The timely publication in my office, still no written communication for any of the items. The affidavits are on file, and all of the agenda posting requirements have been met.
Thank you.
Continue to be met.
Okay. We're going to open the public hearing. Can I get we don't have anyone speaking on this tonight.
No, not to my knowledge.
I'd like a report from staff.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This particular item for the continuance of the public hearing is going to have a brief presentation for your approval by our Housing CDBG Community Development Block Grant team led by Ms. Deborah, who will go ahead and begin her presentation.
Is this yours?
No.
Is it this?
Yes.
We could just go to the timeline.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. I come to you tonight with a heavy heart because we did lose our coworker, Keith Bennett,
Oh,
last night. Yes.
wow.
So we are losing a great, complex, brilliant coworker. I just wanted to let everybody know that. And Dwayne, our new housing analyst, that has replaced him, he's very good, and he's going to do the presentation.
So subsequent to the last meeting, we were on March 18th when the consultant went over the consolidated plan. We extended the application period for subrecipient, of the public services grant portion of the CDBG block grant. That extended application period closed last week on April 9th. We had one subsequent applicant. After review of that application, we found that the application was not in regulation with HUD regulations. There were several items on the application that were amiss, and that is all to report it. That's updated at this time.
So we don't have any additional applications at all?
No additional applications
That
qualify under HUD regulations.
Did anyone submit other than that one?
No, just that one.
Yeah, we had extended this for a reason, for the nonprofits who were here saying they had lost revenue, and we've been extending this, and they didn't apply.
The one
Just the
applicant
one.
was one of the
Okay.
nonprofits, yes.
Out of the 13?
Yes.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, one showed up about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but the deadline was 12 noon.
That is correct.
Same day, April 9th.
Who was it? Well,
Lions Club.
oh, okay.
I guess he didn't read the 12 noon part. He thought end of the workday on April 9th. He just assumed it, and it was 12 noon.
Okay.
So I don't think that the staff could accept it.
No, they couldn't. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
With that being
Madam Mayor, I have a question for staff.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the likelihood that the DOGE program in Washington, D.C. is going to affect the block grant funding for our city and other cities throughout the country?
That's a good question. We'd like to know. We don't know.
Our
Oh, you haven't heard one where nothing?
No, our representatives.
Maybe they're not noticing you. I hope Elon Musk doesn't notice you guys doing the great work you're doing, because he has a chainsaw he puts on stage. So, okay, so at this point, it looks like all the funding's going to come through.
It's unknown at this time. It's unknown at this time. Even our contacts at our representatives at HUD and downtown Los Angeles, they cannot provide us with information one way or another in regards.
Was the question asked to them? Do you know?
Yes.
Often.
And they said they just don't know.
Yes, sir.
I see. Well, if they don't know and they can't tell us, but we wanted to ask the question. All right. Thank you. I understand this situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, staff. With that, we've had the presentation, so I'm going to continue this item till May 6th without any objection. I thought you had to leave. Item number 31, fiscal year 2025-26 budget workshop. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. This particular item is our first budget workshop, number 1, for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget. There'll be a presentation by our director of finance along with his staff, I believe. They're going to give a brief presentation and kind of walk us through the process of where we are financially for this year. And so we're glad to be able to present to you. I don't want to spoil the news, but we are once again balanced for our 5th year. So kudos to Madam Mayor and Council. That's a wonderful thing. And I know that makes our finance department happy. It was a tough job that they had to run through for this particular fiscal year. As previously mentioned by Councilmember Deere, there has been quite a few cutbacks from the federal government, as well as many programs to which we receive funding. And so there has been some actions that we've received where we are getting less money than we've anticipated, but yet because the city continues to be vibrant and strong in its ability to move forward and thrive, the department has been able to move us into a budget neutral cycle this year, which gives us the opportunity to be once again balanced. And so we're excited for that. So without any further ado, I'll allow our finance team to go ahead and provide this presentation.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members. As it was stated by our City Manager, we will be presenting Budget Workshop number 1. Before you is the agenda. These are the topics that we will cover while going over the Budget Workshop number 1. As follows: principles guiding development of the budget, overview of financial performance, our proposed revenues and expenditures, salaries and benefits, vacancy rate, and our future workshop schedule. The principles guiding development of the budget is maintaining a economical, viable city of Carson, providing high-quality municipal services that residents expect, structurally balanced budget, identifying operating expenditures that are our highest priority and are balanced with the city's ongoing revenues, and adopt a budget that is in alignment with the City Council priorities. The first slide that we are presenting to you is a slide that we are all familiar with, which is our general fund balance. The reason we always show this slide is just to show the progression, the 5-year progression that the city has made based upon the mayor and council's decisions. I would say prudent financial decisions, and how within the 5 years the general fund balance has grown. As audited June 30th, 2024, our general fund balance is $219.7 million. It's slightly down from the year before, which we've addressed that to show that council has made millions of dollars in improvements to the city versus parks and streets. And so the general fund only had to contribute about $3 million to make those projects happen as council wished. As our city manager said, which he did kind of steal my thunder, that we have for the 5th consecutive year presenting to you a structured, balanced budget. As the city manager mentioned, this was one of the most trying years for me in my 20 years of doing a budget, because of a lot of the budget cuts and the things that drove the budget to go up, such as we had an OPEG of $2 million, that payment that we normally make once a year that went up due to the market, the unsustainability of the market. Our salaries grew about 6%, and also our sheriff's contract grew to about 5%. So those were the challenges that we had of trying to take on those new expenses and at the same time have the revenue to cover it. But as it was mentioned, we did succeed in that endeavor. So before you, I'm presenting the proposed general fund budget, structurally balanced, with a surplus of $345,971, which consisted of revenues of $155 million and expenditures of $154 million. The revenues grew 11% this fiscal year, while the expenditures grew 7%. I'll now turn it over to our revenue manager, Antonio Velasco, who will go into depth to let you know the driving forces behind the 11% increase in our revenue.
Thank you, Director Jefferson. Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. So we're going to go through. Oh.
Before you start your
Actually-
presentation, before you start,
Yes, Madam
you
Mayor.
guys look so nice.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
The men in blue.
They knew they were going to be on TV tonight.
When they came up, the men in blue.
See, do we have it in here? Yes, we do. That is not ours. It's the same
Double
one
check.
that, there you go.
This one?
Will has it up.
Oh, I see what you mean.
No, we'll just go off of yours, right? Yeah,
Okay. So then you should be able to bring it back up?
yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Mayor, for that, once again. So as we're going to go through our revenues right here, you will notice that there are some reductions, some gains. We will go into some detail with that a little bit further on, but a lot of that has to do with our reclassification based on some account descriptions that we went in there. So we went in there, we did some account cleanup this year. It's mainly within franchise, business licenses, fines and fees, but we'll get a little bit more into that as we go into each individual slide. As Director Jefferson mentioned, there is an 11% increase in revenues this year. Oh, sorry. Is that better? There we go.
Maybe bring it toward you.
Little button, yeah. That's what Oh, okay. Is that a little bit better? All right. Sorry about that. So as Director Jefferson mentioned, there is an 11% increase in revenues. And one thing I do want to call out to your attention is our actuals, especially for oil tax. So you do see that there is about 21 million in oil tax. That is actually a result of our audits that are continuing with our consultant BRI. So these are for some previous year audits that they're doing. I'll get into a little bit more detail as far as these upcoming years that we have for that. Also in there is also some litigation from our Phillips 66, which I believe Director Jefferson mentioned some previous council sessions. So with that said, we'll move on. So right off the bat, our sales tax trend, as you can see, is coming in roughly our proposed budget about 39 million. That number comes in from our sales tax consultant, HDL. We've had them for a few years, but the nice thing about this, as you can see, is our sales tax is trending nicely from the last few years, so there's no real surprises, and it is up. Next up is our property tax, and this is also from HDL, but their sister company, Corn and Cone. The proposed budget that they provide is about 25.5 million. It is within the trend that we've had the last few years, and it is increasing as we are seeing with the market in Southern California. Next up is franchise tax. Now, this is one of the ones that I had mentioned in the opening slide, in which we had some reduction in gains based through some cleanup that we did this year based on reclassification. So what we did is we went in there and we looked at what the accounts were actually coming in there, their descriptions, their actual invoices, and we did some cleanup. And that's where you're going to see some ups and downs within these, but overall they will be trending out as they're supposed to. So that for 2026, their budget was about 26 million. We're good. Next up is our Measure K, our transaction user tax. So this right here also follows our sales tax. So this number is also coming in from HDL, our sales tax consultant, and they propose their budget at just slightly under about 20 million for this coming year. And then we have our Measure R, our UUT, our utility users tax. Based on actuals, mid-year actuals, our proposed budget is $11.5 million for 26. This is an increase from the previous year. This has to do mainly more with utility rate increases. And we all feel that at home because we pay that, unfortunately. Licenses and permits. Now, this one right here is also going up and down based on that reclassification, but the increase that you're seeing, about 9.4 million, has to do with increases in business license processing through TransTech. That's within our community development department. So those have increased, so that has brought in additional revenue in that remark. Next up is Measure C, which is our oil business tax. Now, this one I touched on lightly at the beginning. Our proposed budget for 26 is about 8.6 million. And I mentioned that BRI has conducted some audits. Now, we renewed that contract recently, and so they are going to continue auditing every single year. This fiscal year, this next coming fiscal year, they're going to start off with 2024, and they're going to keep going on with every single year after that as the filings come through here. So that's a very good positive number for us. Next up is fines and fees. So this is the last category that we had mentioned that we had some reclassification with. It was the franchise, fines and fees, and licenses. We just did some reclass. That's where we're seeing our budget just slightly, about $7 million for 2026. But overall, between these three categories, they're actually trending how they're supposed to be. Finally, it's our TOT, our transient occupancy, or bed tax, depending on what part of the country you're from. And so this one right here is actually, we're proposing about $2.5 million for 26, based on actuals, but also based on the World Cup coming up later part of the fiscal year 26. So we are going to see an increase in occupancy and guests coming through here, so that is going to go up. Of course, there's going to be hotel rates that go up as well, which is in direct connection. We do acknowledge that there is the extended stay that has recently closed down, but neighboring hotels we've been seeing increases in their guests coming in through there. So they are making up the difference in those neighboring hotels. That's a good thing, that we're keeping the money within the city. Finally, it's our miscellaneous revenues. So this is a mix of all kinds of different revenues that we have that we don't really have a classification for. We do have an increase about 10.4 for the proposed budget, but that big increase doesn't necessarily come in from the reclass, but it comes in more from our interest income. And that is a big thank you to our treasurer, Monica Cooper. Thank you very much for that. And with that, Madam Mayor and members of the council, I am presenting now Ashton Watts, our budget analyst, who will be presenting our expenditures. Ashton?
Thank you, Antonio. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and council members. My name is Ashton Watts, and I'll be presenting the proposed fiscal expenditure for the next fiscal year. So to start, I'll have us look at the bottom line, which is we're proposing a $155 million budget for the city. And this is about a 7% increase from our revised budget of $145 million. And as you can see, we have some notable increases in our public works and ISPM department, which come from strategic investments in preparation for the World Cup, as well as the Olympics. And then lastly, I'll have us look at the actuals, which is about $108 million. Now, this report was pulled as of March 31st, and these actuals are 75% of the revised budget, which means we're coming in perfectly for what we proposed for the last fiscal year. So for our first department, we have City Council, and we're proposing about a 10% increase, which is attributed to planned increase in legislative activities and outreach programs. And this increase will also support continued civic engagement and public services that require additional resources. Next, we have our city attorney legal services, and as you can see here, we have a pretty stagnant budget. It's actually a decrease of 1%. And this is a result of fewer anticipated legal cases, as well as efficiency improvements with the legal department. So we would like to thank Sunny Soltani, our city attorney, for that. And it's also important to note that the expenditure within this department is actually offset by successful litigation.
Good thing.
Next, we have our city clerk's office, and here we can also see we're proposing a decrease. And this is primarily attributed to the decrease in election fees for the next fiscal year. On to our city treasurer's office. This proposed budget is about a 17% increase, and this is due to expanded responsibilities, including new financial oversight, as well as reporting requirements within the department. Now to our city manager's office. So here we're proposing about a 14% increase, and this is due to growing demands of city administration, including new initiatives, staff, operational needs, which are mainly attributed with city growth, and also these are in preparation for the quickly approaching World Cup and Olympics as well. On to our ISPM office. Here we're proposing a 16% increase, and this is actually mainly attributed to a proposed new division called our multimedia division, and Director William Jefferson will speak more on that shortly. Now to our IT and security division. Here we see another decrease of about 1%, And this is due to completion of particular projects as well as fulfillment of previous contracts from the last fiscal year. Now on to our public safety department. So firstly, it's important to note that our sheriff's contract is paid from our public safety department, and it takes up the bulk of the expenditure here. And we anticipate that the sheriff contract will increase by about 3 to 7%. So that results in about a 5% increase within the department expenditure for the next fiscal year. Now on to our finance department. So we have about a 10% increase here, and this is mainly driven by enhanced financial management and reporting capabilities. It'll also be due to the renewal of important contracts, as our BRI contract, which is our oil consultant, as well as our HDL contracts, which, as Antonio was saying, gives us our revenue forecasting. Next, we have our human resources department. So here we're looking at about a 13% increase, and this is to support recruitment, employee development programs, ongoing workforce management within the department. Now on to community development. As you can see here, we have our largest decrease, which was about 24%. And this significant decrease is due to a result of efficient use of contracts, allowing the actuals to actually be lower than the budgeted amount for those contracts. But this also allowed a strategic investment within other departments and more pressing needs. Now on to our public works department. So here we're showing about 37% increase. And this is due to critical infrastructure and maintenance improvements within the city, as well as preparation on roadways and sidewalks for the upcoming Olympics and World Cup. Now on to our community services. So here we're showing about a 2% increase, and this is supporting the ongoing recreational and social service programs within the community. And even though we're only showing a 2% increase, we will still continue to provide peak efficiency with our community services within this department. And for that, we'd like to thank Director Whitaker and his staff for their continued efforts. And finally, we have our non-departmental expenditures. So first, as clarification, what we pay out of here is our debt service as well as our OPEB payment that Director Jefferson was talking about. And here we're looking at about a decrease of 6%. And this is primarily due to reduced contingency and transfer costs. So with that being said, that is an overview of the total city expenditure. I will now pass it on to Director Jefferson to finish the workshop.
Thank you, Mr. Watts. This next slide is the proposed salaries and benefits for 25-26 fiscal year. Keeping in mind that this fiscal year we had a 6% increase to some of the salaries due to negotiations. So starting with it, we are proposing 388 positions. Currently, we have 386 positions, but we're proposing 2 brand new positions, which are in regard to the multimedia division within the ISPM department. They will have other expenses too, but we were able to budget neutral the expenses that the new multimedia division will need by finding funding, underspent funding in the ISPM department. So we're proposing 2 new positions, which those 2 positions will be with the creation of the new multimedia division, which will put our salaries and benefits for fiscal year 25-26 at around $62.7 million. I'd also like to add in that not our next workshop, but our proposed budget meeting on June 17th, we will also be presenting to council a few positions that will be reclassed and budget neutral, which will be needed to ensure that we are operating efficiently through the fiscal year. So we will bring those back to council on June 17th meeting for proposal and approval. My next slide is the forecasted vacancy rate. We've included those 2 proposed positions to get a good, clearer look at what our vacancy rate will come to be. Again, our FTE count is 388. To date, as of March 31st, we had 356 positions filled with 32 vacancies. As I stated, that was March the 31st, but since March the 31st, we had a few hires. So that number vacancy rate has went down, but at March 31st, our vacancy rate is 8%, which is still operating at a good rate. It's not a double digit. So that's hats off to all the departments that have been efficiently hiring their employees. Also, as I move to my next slide, I just want to also thank the C-suite for coming together to make this budget work. As I said, we had a lot of difficulties, but we were able to make it work, and it was with the collaboration of all of the department heads just coming together and just willing to roll up their sleeves and make sure we get this done. So in conclusion, the city of Carson is positioned for a strong financial future in the fiscal year 25-26 with an 11% increase in total revenues, driven by stable growth in key revenue sources such as property tax, franchise tax, and utility users tax. While challenges persist in areas like fines and fees, the overall revenue outlook remains positive, ensuring a continued robust financial position. The general fund reserve remains healthy, providing a solid foundation for the city to navigate economic uncertainties. On the expenditure side, the proposed budget reflects a strategic approach to funding essential services with an emphasis on the infrastructure, public safety, and community services. The budget ensures fiscal responsibility while addressing the growing demands of the city. Continued oversight from the City Council will be crucial in maintaining a sustainable budget that is adaptable to evolving economic conditions and responsive to the city long-term goals. Overall, the city's financial outlook for fiscal year 25-26 is optimistic, and with its prudent management, Carson will continue to thrive and meet the needs of its residents and businesses. The City Council's ongoing oversight and decision-making will ensure that the proposed budget remains stable, effective, and aligned with the city's vision for the future. And my final slide, Mayor and Council, is just the remaining schedule for the workshops. Our second workshop will be May 6th, which will be the Capital Improvement Program, which will be led by Director Arlington Rogers and the Public Works team, followed by May the 20th, special events, spearheaded by Director Michael Whitaker and the Community Services team. With that, that concludes our Budget Workshop number 1 presentation. And if we have any questions, we'll do our best to fulfill those questions.
Thank you. My question to the city manager is the Marriott. When is it scheduled to come online? Because that's gonna the Marriott Hotel. It's over where the old town place, the Marriott Town Place. It's on our.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Saeed. My mind went to Doubletree. Sorry.
Oh Lord.
Madam Mayor, we've been discussing. We've contacted the applicant, but we don't have a date yet when they're gonna actually start construction. They're still working on their finances and a portion of their entitlements.
They have 1,000 days to get it built and operating before the Olympics get here. To the city manager, all franchise pipeline consultant, has that RFP been floated? And
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. That RFP actually just went out. Actually, Dr. Lennox is going to be heading that project. So him and in our office, Mr. Michael George, so I want to thank him publicly for his work, because that's been, I know that's been something that you've been eagerly awaiting, and so they've jumped on that. We shall see quick results here shortly with the RFP selection, and then we'll go ahead and delve right in and begin to collect the monies for finance.
yeah, that I want to bring that up because that's once we get the consultant on board, that's additional revenue for the city, and we're not talking about pennies. We're talking about millions. So thank you. I'm anxious for that to happen each time. We've gotten this. Well, we're going to make it happen this time, but it's been falling through the cracks. So thank you. The sheriff contract. How much did it increase? What was it? You said a 5% increase. Yes.
We're anticipating about a 5% increase.
5% from what to what? What's going to be the bottom line on that contract?
It was 20. I'll take it, Mary. It was 24 million this year. The previous years, the increases, it fluctuates from 3 to 7%. We proposed a 5% increase just because last year was a 3% increase, and I wanted to be conservative. But it's a possibility that it can come at 7%, and we will then be coming to you to the next meeting to say, hey, we need to increase it by another 2%.
So right now, the bottom line is for next year is 20.
24. So with 5% is it was like a $3 million increase, $2.5 to $3 million increase.
Okay. Community services, Mr. City Manager. I saw your budget and I saw a decrease. So that means that all of our parks have new cabinets, kitchens, tables. I know that's in your O&M, but I know our parks, the activity rooms, the laminate floors, all those at our parks, was that included in this budget to give them a complete overall?
Madam Mayor, not overall. We do have some projects that we have been completing based on the current construction projects that we're having. We do have about an additional 6 sites that we're working on over the next year to kind of get all of the parks up to par simultaneously. It was a bit of a difficult process, but we've been doing very well with the current 3 parks that we have under construction that are simultaneously running, and they'll be out of commission for about another 8 to 15 months in regards to those particular sites. And so our thought is to get these where they are supposed to be. We've already repaired 3 parks. We're doing 3 now, and we plan to do 3 more over the next 12 months to kind of get up to date. And within the next 1.5 to 2 years, we'll have all of our parks on board.
But what I'm talking about is facelifts, floors, bathrooms.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
If I can interject. So their budget did increase by 2%, but the items that you're referring to are in CIP. So
They're in CIP?
Yeah, in the CIP portion of it.
Oh, so we'll hear about that next meeting. Because I've been visiting these sites, and they kind of run down, and it just doesn't look like us. You know,
They need some help.
I know our city manager had to go out and say, and you along, and I want to commend you for moving where you are, but we want to bring all of them back to the level that we're accustomed to. Kitchens, bathrooms, towels, tables, that's an ongoing process. And some of this is not capital, it's like O&M, but we want to make sure that when we have our town hall meetings that we have tables that are nice, okay? So
Understood, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
No holes in them.
No. Thank you. Chair Myriad Pipeline. Multimedia Division. I only saw 2 people. There's no support staff.
So, Madam Mayor, that's it. That basically is both.
Okay.
That is the support staff. With multimedia, a lot of times, a lot of the staff is actually the electronics
Okay.
because of the equipment. But it's just at least for us to get started. I mean, we definitely need. If we were in a better position, I would have recommended a third additional for sure. So we're going to work with IT and figure out how we can kind of amalgamate one of those positions to help do some of the transitional work that needs to happen. But to get started, that's the bare bones that we're going to need. But I think we'll be able to at least get started and make some headway into continuing our idea of really marketing the city and helping to elevate the events that you all are running, highlight the city for all the great work that's happening here within our city, and then as well as notifying, putting the world on notice that Carson is here, and not just that we're here, but we're a vibrant city that's moving and thriving, as you always state. So,
Okay. Sidebar from the budget. Could we make sure that all of these tablecloths and things that we have for each department have our new logo on them? We were out and I saw the old logo. So every department should have, when they go out to the city, our new logo and seal, and we can kind of can that other one. And then our new entryway to our city manager. Did we have to design one with our new logo? Okay, it'll be here in 2 weeks. The rug,
Right. So what we'll need to do, Madam Mayor, is we have a style guide that we need to bring to you all. That'll be at the next meeting. So it's primarily completed. So we can show you and really provide the rest of the departments the primary colors, secondary colors, the 5 W's and the H, right? Where, how, when, and how the seal, the marketing logos can be implemented, the replacements of such. So that way, I don't want departments just running out willy nilly and just start buying things and then it doesn't match, wrong color palette. We use some not so great vendor to try to do stitching and things. We don't want to do things without it being excellent. I know that that's what you all desire, so we want to ensure that happens. And the only way we can do that is having that style guide as well as the SMP that we'll be bring before you next meeting for sure, so they can be adopted. And then these items are currently in play. Mr. Whitaker and his team, in particular, Ms. Dara Sandoval, I'd like to give a shout out to her because she's actually taking out all the orders right now for all the city for staff to get the initial uniforms and things out. So it is definitely in play, but that is on the table as well, no pun intended, but to make sure that every tablecloth, flag, however we're going to utilize the seal, however we're going to utilize the marketing logo, is done dress right dress, as well as is coordinated and it's done with excellence.
dress right dress. I like it. I like it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's my word. Okay, to my colleagues, I don't have anything on my, who's queued up to speak? How do I get you back up on my computer? I'm queued up. Okay, Councilman Deere.
Thank you. I want to explore 3 areas of your presentation. It was mentioned that it was actually noted about fines and fees being down. Now, the fines, of course, being down, that may be a good thing in a sense. We don't have as many violations, so the fines are down. Is that correct?
No, fines are running steady as they are previously as the number that we're bringing in, and the rates have not gone down. But what's going on is actually Ashton did some reclassification with all of our accounts that we went in there, and so there's 3 categories. So fines and fees might have gone down, but you've also saw that leases and rents and license and permits went up. So they all balance out. So there was just some reclassification between those because they were misclassified in the previous year.
I see. So the fines went down because there were fewer...
Reclassified, basically, yes.
Reclassified, I see.
Yeah.
And the fees are like business license fee and other fees?
Correct, yes.
Okay, second area has to do with public works. I see that the chart shows that there's a 14% vacancy rate in staff, which to me it looks like about 90% more than the average for the whole city. Can you or city manager staff address why we're not filling those positions? Because it makes the employees in public works have to work that much harder to get the work done. They don't get paid more money necessarily, but they have to work harder because they're covering vacancies. That's not really fair. Could you address that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Councilmember Deere. So yeah, the number it's correct, but it's a little wonky in the sense that a lot of that percentage has to do with promotions. So there's that process that's happening now where there's the testing period, then from the testing period, then there's the selection or the interviews from both external or internal panels based upon the position. But in addition to that, there's also been a slowdown, unfortunately, in the Human Resources Department. We were down. It's a smaller department, as we all know already, and we're down about 40% of staff at this particular time. So they've had to scale and actually do more with a lot less. So they're taking on a heavy burden. It's not an excuse. It's just what it is. It's a situation that we find ourselves in right now. But they're holding strong. But they are moving forward, moving through these recruitments in particular with the Public Works Department. We understand that we need to get these positions filled, and we're doing that. We're moving towards that. And so more than anything, we want to make sure that we can get these these positions in to help relieve those of our staff that's currently working, because it does put a burden on them as well. But that is the case. But it's a temporal situation. I mean, if we do this poll again 6 months from now, the number will be less without any guarantee, with no guaranteed to say that it wouldn't be higher than that. But we're assured that we know that we'll be able to fill those positions that are in the vacant state right now.
And just to add to that, since this report was ran in March, remember I had said this report was ran in March. Since then, I've had 3 paths come to my desk where they fill those positions. So you have Public Works has 125 positions with 107 filled, which on this report was leaving a vacancy of 18, but they're at 15 now.
So that's better. Okay, are the Public Works employees working overtime?
To add to that, we've done a lot of promotions internally, so it's a 1-for-1. So when we promote, that leaves the other position vacant, so that number doesn't change. So that's why you're seeing the number as it is. So we've done a lot of hiring, but we've also promoted in-house, so the number hasn't changed. Overtime is distributed as necessary. If they work it and there's work to be done, overtime is out there. So if they work it, they get paid it. If there's, but most of the time we're getting our work done in between the normal working hours.
Mm-hmm. Because the overtime idea, can only go so far. They all have other obligations other than working for the city. They have families and things like that. So, okay, the third area I'd like to explore is sheriff's contract. So you're predicting a 5% increase, maybe 7%.
Yes, sir.
That was what was reported. So are we getting any additional services with that 5 to 7%?
No.
Any
sir.
more deputies?
No, sir.
Okay, because, we're all aware, we actually wrote a letter about the shortage of deputies, about 1,400 countywide. That impacts the public safety of the county, including Carson. So that's just like an annual cost of living increase, or?
That's correct, sir.
And the CPI, I don't think is 7%.
No, it isn't. But there's also other aspects that we have where we have detailed services that we have to provide, and so that can add to the increase. And so we have to fluctuate and base the budget off of what we've done for this particular year into the next by anticipating whatever extra detail that we may utilize with these deputies. And so we typically try to account for that as well. But on the budget increase, to Mr. Jefferson's point, that's always been predicated on the actual contract itself, which is, it just depends on, one, what the county decides to provide as an increase. That's not technically based off the CPI. It's through a negotiation, right? So
right. I understand that.
So it's kind of a combination of both. And so obviously we always hope that it won't go beyond 3%, but the reality is it's been that way for past couple of years. So we're anticipating a bigger increase, and especially with the news that we just received recently with LA County and the tremendous deficit that they're in, we can only anticipate that this number is going to be that, if not higher. We hope not, but that's the unfortunate outlook that we're looking and facing this upcoming fiscal year.
I see. Well, since we're on the subject, did we get any response from the county supervisors about our request to get those vacancies filled, 1,400 of them?
So the request was received. We did have conversations with the supervisor, and just like every other district, she understands the need and the request. However, they can't produce deputies out of just because of desire.
Of course,
they still have to go through the process. They still have to go through recruitment, and unfortunately, and we're appreciative of our public safety officers, in particular the sheriffs, police officers. That's just not one of the really sought after positions in the last couple of years. Obviously, probably in the last 10 years, because of of all the issues that they have to deal with. And so it's a very tough recruitment for them to get through, let alone now you're asking to fulfill 1,400 vacancies in addition to a lot of the baby boomers that are retiring. We can't fill, the county can't fill these positions as quick as the retirements are happening, as well as the vacancies we already have. So it's an uphill battle for all agencies that are involved. And, you know, I think we're requesting, or we're down like 22 deputies in our city that we would like to have filled, that we have budgeted for, but we can only get what we receive. And the county only has so many officers that they can actually really delegate and disperse.
I see. Well, that's a clear explanation, but I would think that if we're going to increase the payment to the county, we should at least get one more deputy. I know there's 22 short, but we certainly could use more. So do your best in the lobbying effort that you do, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Councilman Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just wanted to the staff, and looking at your slides that you gave under the property tax, just making sure that is in line with the new homes or residents that's been online now that have been built in the city, because we had some buildings that been done in our community, new condos, other residents that are now paying property tax, as well as properties have been sold at a new rate that their property value has increased as well.
Yes, sir. And so the property values, because they have fluctuated, there are those new rates for those new homes that are being built that are coming in. We're definitely going to be looking at those. I know that Antonio's probably chomping at the bit to issue that out. So we're looking forward to those revenues coming in, because they will be higher. As mentioned previously, Carson is definitely a desired place. And now that we have two massive residential properties being built, we're hoping that those revenues are going to come in very strong for us in the coming year. So we're anticipating that to help bolster some of the loss that we may anticipate on other areas. So we just hope that outweigh that which is going out.
Thank you. And then my last one, you guys talk about the vacancy rate. I'm thinking this is the lowest the vacancy rate has been in the city for a while, at 8%. So I think we're doing an outstanding job in filling many of our positions in the city. And I know in our public works department, that number was 30. It was high. It was a high number. But to get us down to those numbers, I think we're doing an outstanding job. Just want to say kudos to the entire staff and HR for what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, for actually mentioning that, because you're right. Prior to my start as your city manager, we were at a 21% vacancy rate overall as a city. And that was one of the highest it's ever been. And then at that time, there was about a 31% vacancy rate in public works. And so to be down at 14% at the time that we looked, it is half, but we're still not satisfied, obviously, and we're still working. But we want to make sure we get that as low as we can. But you're absolutely right. Thank you. Having an 8% vacancy rate is great, considering that typically the standard is 10. So we're right on target. We'd like to get a little bit lower, and we know that we'll get there. So give us a couple more months, and I know our HR department, they've dug their heels in, and so they'll get out there and do it.
You're gonna get it done. Thank you
for that report. Mr. City Manager, is that?
I believe that's all. I want to thank Mr. Antonio Velasco for a wonderful job in our revenues and running a business license, as well as Mr. Aston Watts, that you see just continuing to shine and thrive in the finance department, and all the finance employees there. They've been
the men in blue.
They've been working hard. The men in blue. So they've been doing well. So thank our director of finance for grooming them, and them continue to work hard, and all those that are in finance doing what they do, keeping the city running fiscally for. We appreciate their efforts.
So thank you, and we'll be waiting for the next budget workshop. Item number 32 is the consideration for approval of the city attorney's rate increase and amended and restated contract. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, as you stated, this item number 32 is to consider approval of the city attorney's rate increase and amended and restated contract. The recommended action is to authorize the increase in the hourly billing rates for the city attorney's office to align compensation more closely with current market rates while remaining below market rates of other reputable public law firms. In this particular item, as you know, Madam Mayor, as we stated in the recommended action, as we put together several different law firms that are utilized in various cities, their rates are quite higher than what our current rates are. And we're happy to share that even with the proposal of the increase in hourly rates, still puts our city below the market rate against these other high reputable firms. And so to that, I give credit to our city attorney, who has consistently showed that through persistence and hard work, continuing to do the job and the business of the legal responsibilities that she has. At the same time, the firm continuing to push out the assignments that you've all requested under the lowered amounts of billing rates that have been issued prior to other agencies. And so we're thankful for that. But that is the recommendation, Madam Mayor, for you and the council to consider.
Thank you. Well, I would like to move staff's recommendation.
Second.
Is there any conversation, discussion on the item? Hearing none, cast your vote.
Madam Mayor, the vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Thank you. Item number 33, consider resolution approving the third amendment to the city manager's employment agreement. You gonna give your own report?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, I will have the city attorney, if you don't
Yes,
mind, Madam Mayor,
please.
to read that.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As you know, David has been with the city since, what year? 2022? You became, 2018 you started, 2022 you became the city manager. Currently, his salary is set forth at $353,496. He's not asking for a salary increase. He's just asking for the lump sum payment equal to the 6%, 4% that the other employees in the city have received as a one-time lump sum payment. He will continue having a severance package like he did before of 9 months. His automobile allowance would be increased from $600 to $700. There is some modifications to his life insurance and leave redemption and the deferred compensation. They're all set forth in the staff report. But the biggest part of the amendment to the contract would be the 3 one-time lump sum payments, as I described earlier.
Thank you. Recommendation, I'll move staff's recommendation.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Any discussion? Hearing none, cast your vote.
Madam Mayor, the motion carries. The vote is unanimous.
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
If I just wanted to say, I wanted to first of all thank you and the council for entrusting me to continue to serve as your city manager. I want to thank my colleagues, the executive staff, for all the hard work they continue to do and support with me, working with me, and working shoulder to shoulder. Also as the managers and supervisors here in the city as they continue to lead from their position. But I really want to thank as well, because they don't get a lot of recognition. I say it sometimes privately, but I like to share publicly to really the staff, even the staff that's here tonight in support. For me, it's really humbling. I'm honored for that they would take time out of their own time and schedule with their families just to show a support of solidarity. That means the world to me.
Oh, don't cry.
There was a time that didn't have that support. And so to have that support means a lot. So appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Fake. Oh, I've watched you grow into this position, so I'm proud of you. Okay. So the vote was unanimous for that one? Okay.
It was, Madam Mayor.
Item number 34. Is that introduction of an ordinance number 252508, amending section 2301 of Article 2 of the Carson Municipal Code regarding the determination of council members' total wages and compensation and total retirement health contribution. Mr. City Manager.
So thank you, Madam Mayor. So yes, this particular item is to, as stated, amend this section as listed 2301 of Article 2 of the Carson Municipal Code regarding the determination of council members' total wages and compensation and total retirement health contributions. It is through the not just the recommendation, but really the eligibility of state law that allows the city council to have an increase on an annual basis. This council has decided last year, as well as this year, you have not decided to take an increase. However, this item before you is to accept a 5% increase if that is something that you desire. Because you did not take it last year, you are eligible to take both last year's 5% as well as this year's 5%. Not to mention that this item, it is also eligible for every city council, not just this city council, but any city council to have an annual increase. And so this will be an item that will be placed annually in the December meeting every year to be able to be voted on by you, Madam Mayor, and council to determine if you would like to accept your eligible increase for the new coming calendar year as it would go into effect. So that item is before you all for this evening.
Yes, thank you. Question, is included in this contract was the, what was it, deferred comp? 401?
So thank you, Madam Mayor. So the 401A and the deferred compensation. So the 401A and the deferred comp, it is included. We'll have that provided so we can have the right numbers because it's a little bit different for council versus staff. But then as well as the 401A, that is something that we have the program, but there isn't actually for the last contract that we had with Voya, who is the vendor that handles the 401A. There was never a number listed, so you all can actually, you have the opportunity now on the floor to decide which number, if that's the case, that you want to have as a matching with 401A. So we have the program, just not the match.
At the program. And what is the city manager's match?
It's 6,000.
A match?
Yes, ma'am.
I will propose that.
Question, ma'am.
Yes.
What is it? Isn't it 2,000 now? Or
For
council members?
I believe so.
He'll tell us.
Mm-hmm.
The max that we can contribute.
Is it?
I think they're conferring first.
Who can tell us? What's the max right now?
For 457?
457 is 2,000, isn't it?
Correct. 457 is the 2,000. 401A is, there's not a match currently. So it's just a straight contribution by yourselves, or there can be a matching contribution based upon what you all decide now.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the 401, am I the only one taking advantage of that?
Correct, Madam Mayor, because at that time when you enrolled in the 401A, the program was active and there was a matching process. Then the matching went away. There was just a straight contribution. And that's what's happened since then up until this point.
But Madam Mayor, the deferred comp is matched.
The deferred comp is a $2,000 match currently. The
Yeah.
401A, there is no,
Right.
there isn't a assigned match as of yet.
Thank you.
Well, there's a motion on the floor to increase it, to make it a match of 6. And there's a second. Any more conversation?
Second.
It's been seconded by Councilman Dr. Hilton already. Thank you. There was something else I was looking at, the insurance.
Yes, Madam Mayor, same. So the insurance is,
If it's in here, it's included in this.
that's what we're, the insurance, I don't believe the insurance is listed on there because your insurance is also higher than mine. So it's not the same. You all get 200K. But this one, if you're matching with what I have, then it's 200 now, but without the evidence of insurability. But with evidence of insurability, it would be 400 because that's what my current was just approved.
Well, that's what I was proposing that the city council have also.
That's based on a physical.
You have to,
Based on the physical. If there is no physical, it's
It stays the
200K.
same. It stays the same.
It stays
and
the
that's
same.
life insurance.
That's for the life insurance, yes, ma'am.
And we either pay for it out of our existing or you pay for it out of pocket.
You pay for it out of pocket, yes, ma'am.
You pay for it. Okay.
Okay, we pay for it. Okay, so it's been moved and properly second to have the 401A increase to 6,000 match and to life insurance
Yes, ma'am.
from 200 to 400
with evidence of insurability.
Okay,
A point of order. Is
Yes.
that a amendment to the
Yes.
overall motion or?
that's my motion.
So it's a amendment to the staff's recommendation, but it's the motion.
It's the general motion. So it's amended already.
Restated, amended, this is my motion.
That's fine. I just want a clarification. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, answers? Please cast your vote.
Madam Mayor, the motion carries.
Item number, if you vote no, you don't get it. Okay, item number 35. Consideration of local uncontested members. I don't have anyone tonight. I didn't
I don't have any either.
have time to go over this. So I'm going to continue this item unless someone has, my colleagues, you have nothing? I'm going to continue this item.
Thank you. Keep moving.
Okay. Do we have,
Not listed on the agenda.
where is it?
I don't see it.
Comments from the public for non-agendized items?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have 3 comment cards for you. If it's okay to read.
Yes, please.
Okay, Nancy Rusas.
Oh, it's short. We're early, girl.
Good evening, Nancy. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, Mayor Pro Tem, sorry, Council. My name is Nancy Rosas. I'm here on behalf of AFSCME Local 809. Initially I was coming here because I wanted to speak up tonight in regards to the fact that the unrepresented AFSCME part-time members still had not received their minimum wage increase, the state mandated minimum wage hourly rate increase. They still had not received it as of today. However, prior to this meeting, I did receive notification from the HR director that he's working closely with payroll and that their goal is to have these new hourly rates in place by the next pay period. We're 4 months in. I mean, it's taken this long to get these guys their state mandated hourly rate increases. I don't understand why it took so long. Unrepresented hourly employees received theirs in January. And I know the city's shorthanded in staff and in payroll and all that, but I think they could do much better in working to resolve these situations a lot sooner. But that was the main reason I came here. But after listening to your budget discussions, you know, it hit me really hard on regards to our part-time employees and these hourly caps that they're facing. The $1,500 hourly caps. It's really hindering the department's performance in providing staff for all these major city events, whether it's programming, park activities. You know, parks are scheduled for a certain amount of hours each week, and that's what they count on to get them through the fiscal year and to get paid all the way through a fiscal year. All these special events, it's really taking its toll on our part-time employees because they're being asked to work all these all these extra hours to provide for these events, and they're not there anymore. We have so many people that are about to cap out right now. We have major events coming up in May and June that we don't know where we're going to have staff, where the staff's going to come to support these events because people are capping out. Those that are capping out now will not see a paycheck till the next fiscal year. And it's really not fair. So I think we need you guys either, you know, AFSCME is more than happy to meet with city staff and try and come up to a solution in regards to lifting these 1,500-hour caps. I mean, we're not asking that these people be scheduled more regular hours. We're just asking that you guys work with us on when they're asked to work extra hours, that you allow them to do so without having to cut their fiscal year short. Because these people need, you know, to get paid every week, every day, every year, just like all the rest of us. And along those lines, also, medical is also a problem. And we'd like you guys to think about, you know, you're increasing your VOIA accounts and city matching funds. We can't even get a $150 increase to medical for the 9 city part-time employees that get CalPERS medical. That's it, 9 people, and you guys keep saying, no, we can't give them any more. So that's something you guys might want to take into consideration as we can conclude with negotiations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Robert Leslie.
Robert Leslie.
Good evening, Mr. Leslie. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. How are you this evening?
Great. How are you?
Well, good evening to the council, Madam Mayor, Madam Mayor, as well as to the staff. You know, I have to say to David, you're doing a good job. You know, reduction in federal assistance and with the utility tax and other things going right now, you're doing pretty good that you have a reserve that you got going right now. And with the 5% COLA that the deputy is asking for. So what can you say? With that said, real quick, good evening again. I kind of figure after over 20 years, I kind of feel like I slowly be getting out of this out of this venue right now. But with that said, it's interesting that I'm here this evening to let you know that we're looking at the fact that things are coming down the pike, not only from the federal level, that's going to have an impact on us in the community here that we have to be conscious of. But the thing is, it's like been into these rallies for the last 2 months or 3 months here, and it's been a really ongoing conscious awakening for most people understanding what's happening right now. What bothers me is like after I've been here and addressing things like either on Project 2025, we have a serious issue coming down right now, as with the Madam Clerk and also can identify with, that the Federal Election Commission is getting ready to attack the level of the election for local as well for the states and whatnot. So we hopefully that we be conscious, as I've spoke about Project 2025. We have to be conscious about what's happening with this new proposal that's coming from the Federal Commission upon our elections and our voting rights here. So with that said, we all have to be accountable. I'm thankful that they had a town hall meeting. Hope that we have more town hall meetings inform the people or the citizens here in Carson of some of the issues that's coming down the pikes right now, because it's very important to keep them apprised and informed about what's happening with some of the impacts coming towards the community right now. We're going to try to do a community meeting this Saturday on the 11 o'clock at the community center. Hopefully that we can bring in some issues and more conscious awakening about what's happening with the things happening in the city as well as what's happening on a federal level. So again, I hope that everybody can get a chance to be part of this meeting coming up. Thank you.
What time is it going to be, Robert?
The meeting will be at 11 o'clock in the activity room at the Carson Community Center.
Okay.
Okay?
Maisha, add that to my calendar. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Leslie.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate it. Everybody have a
you.
good evening now.
Thank you. Our last speaker is Luz Padua. Did she, I think she left. Oh, never mind. Well, there's a proxy.
What's going on?
Thank you so much. Is it still moving? Yep, I can do it. Okay. That's pretty neat. Okay. Thank you. Aloha and greetings, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and Council City members. My name is Arlene Pualani Laimana Drew. My mother, Arlene Laimana, sitting at the back of the room, was recognized by your council for her work in the Polynesian community last May. So thank you for having us here again. I am here today to speak about something that I'm really passionate about, and that is disabled persons. They're starting a subcommittee under Human Relations. Is it Human Relations? Yes, Human Relations. So anyway, I am a volunteer over at Rancho Los Amigos, which is one of the best places in the world for rehabilitation. And I'm going to pass it to this young lady right here, who is my recruiter, pulled me in. And it just so happened, I have to say this, thank you, Council Member Deere, for telling me about this, because right away, as soon as I heard about this subcommittee, I had to become invested in it. There are 4 members now. Unfortunately, Luz had to go home. It's her daughter's birthday. She left after 8 o'clock to go have dinner with her daughter. And then Brandy is also doing something with her daughter as well. So you guys got us. That's how that happened. And we are not formally trained in this. So thank you for bearing with us. Again, my name is Arlene. And this is Becky Stanchfield.
Good evening.
Could we start our time over?
Sure, yes.
Thank you, Arlene.
Okay. Becky, when you're ready.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem,
Come to the mic.
council members.
We raise that mic for, thank you, Gary. There we go.
Is that better? Is that better? So my name is Becky Stanchfield. I volunteer at Rancho Los Amigos also. Oh, thank you. As a result of being an inpatient and outpatient of Rancho in the past, I have come to know Carlos Benavides, and he is one of the co-founders of a charity that we work for called Pushrim. Our main focus is we go out and pick up wheelchairs and medical equipment that people don't need anymore for whatever reason, and then we donate those items back to people that need that particular item. And so he is very involved at Rancho. He's also on the LA County Commission of Disability and Aging. So he wears a lot of hats. He's very helpful at Rancho and to a lot of people personally. And anyway, he has told us on the subcommittee that he is going to possibly help us with different things working on the committee. And so we're all really excited about this new subcommittee. So my personal background, I've been volunteering with Rancho for about 9 or so years. And then I work with Push Rim. Most of my friends are disabled, so this disabilities subcommittee is right up my alley, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So, thank you.
Thank you. You live here in Carson?
No, I currently live in Downey,
Okay.
about a half a mile from Rancho.
Well, we'll let you move here.
I am strongly considering it. I really am. I move around a lot because I'm on disability, and it's hard to find a place when you're by yourself on disability. So roommates are always an issue, but I am considering it.
Come on over.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
May I take a few seconds? I just wanted to say how excited I am the Paralympics are coming.
Oh,
in
yeah.
2028.
We can't hear you.
We're gearing up for it.
Okay.
So we plan on being the flagship for disability in South Bay or in Los Angeles County.
Thank you.
We're here for you guys.
And you live in Carson too?
I live in Carson.
All right. Recruit your friend there.
Yeah, I am.
She's working on it.
Okay.
We are working on it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes public comment, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All council members request to add agenda items. Mr. City Manager, you know the agenda item that we want to put on those 2 resolutions at the next meeting. Okay, that's good. And no, all communications, council members. Councilwoman.
Yes, thank you. I think we mentioned this on the last meeting. Mayor, you and I are on the ad hoc committee to update. We want an update on the fireworks education. I know we were trying to think of an acronym. I gave you a proposal. And so if we could follow up on that. I do want to add that recently, as part of that ad hoc committee in our public safety, we had a trip. We made a trip to Beverly Hills Police Department. They have a drone. Let me get the right wording. It's not just a surveillance. It is actually a unmanned aerial vehicle, a drone first responder. And these are drones that patrol the area. So for anyone who goes into the city of Beverly Hills, they have all the license plate readers that we do. If you go into that city, they already know you're there. They know when you leave. And then also their patrol drone will patrol the areas, the shopping areas. So they're watching everything that they do in those public areas. So we were able to learn how they operate and what it takes and the budgeting and everything. And so I want to thank our staff for being there. Thank City Manager David Roberts, Noria Garcia, Director of Public Safety, Rayanne Munoz, Public Safety Supervisor, as well as Riata Kolsar, Energy and Sustainable Officer. Field Rep Kristen was there as well. And I want to thank Chief Mark Stainbrook and Lisa Carson for putting that together for us. So with that and all the information, I think we should combine that, because if we could get this going, our drone system, we could get it by June in preparation for our July 4th enforcement. And so if we could get that, that would be great. A lot of information, and we could do it here in the city of Carson. I think we've got it.
And I want to thank you, Councilwoman, for attending that along with staff. I think that was some valuable information, because we do want to make sure we have everything in place here real soon. Okay, and Councilwoman and I did meet with Rabanta's office yesterday, one day this week, to see how he could assist us. And they're not in the position, but we did come up with some suggestions that we will be discussing at our ad hoc meeting before the next meeting. But they're not into enforcing, but there is, so we'll discuss it and bring it before council. Next is Councilman Deere.
Yes, I'm going, we're under oral communications?
Mhm.
Okay. I'd like to announce my next town hall meeting. It's going to be a week from tonight, Tuesday, April 22nd. This one will be at Carson Park.
At what time? What date is it?
Tuesday, the 22nd, April
Next week.
22nd. Yeah.
Put that on my calendar too. I'm gonna come visit you. Is that okay?
Well, it depends on how you behave.
Mayor doesn't have to behave any particular way.
We notice. Yeah, that's fine.
Councilmember Deere, can you repeat the time, please?
Yeah, 6:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Okay. MPT Hicks.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have a quick little list. Just want to get us from the staff to the city manager a status report of the following: the traffic signal installation for Central Avenue and University Drive, and also for Delamo and Alvo, those two locations. Traffic signal installation for Central Avenue and University Drive, and for Delamo and Alvo. In addition, I think I have requested an item being brought back for the restriping initiatives based upon our crosswalk painting, upgrading, and in our major intersections. And I think our red curb initiatives, so making sure we do all our red curbs. That was a request through our public safety department. And, all right. In addition to that, I'm getting calls from our residents requesting to expedite University Drive repayment from Avalon to Wilmington. And I know that I've talked to the director, Dr. Arlington Rogers, just trying to find out what can be done to expedite that roadway to be upgraded sooner than what I think has been anticipated currently. Because I'm thinking what they're telling me is sometime next year. Now, my last one on that one is the beautification for Alameda between Delamo and 223rd. I did meet with Union Pacific Railroad representative. There are some funds available, but I probably need to make sure that staff is aware of that and find a staff person that's going to be assisting with Union Pacific Railroad and finding out if there's grant funding or what's available to do beautifications along Alameda, because they put up some makeshift fencing that's like K railings, but it's like 2 or 3 feet high. It's graffitied all the way down on Alameda Street. So if you go down there, you'll see how bad it looks along Alameda Street. Had a meeting that I attended with the Air Quality Committee over at the Dominguez Community Center. It was an organization called Breathe Southern California, and they're doing some studies within Carson, Compton, Paramount, Wilmington area, and just wanted to make sure, I guess I don't through our sustainability department, how we be involved with making sure AQMD is aware of this and how our air quality is being managed within the city, because that's been some concerns with the release of gases, and it's been kind of prevalent with the sulfur smell in our community as well. So just to look at how we can bring that back and a report on what's going on with that program. I attended the Dolphin Park Earth Day over at Dolphin Park. It was a very well attended event. We'd love to see more residents, but it was really packed with a lot of people that were there on that event, so very well attended. And then finally, just want to wish everyone happy Easter Resurrection Day coming up, and to wish my wife happy birthday. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. To Dr. Rogers, can we have someone check Moorhaven Drive? I got a call that half of the street was slurry sealed and the other half wasn't. So maybe if it's not on the schedule, we could explain why half was done and why half wasn't. I've heard that before. And if we could have someone check the traffic signal on Wilmington and Delamo It changes every 5 minutes. It's not synced. It's not in sync at all, so it causes a lot of traffic jams. I know that's not my district, but somebody reached out to me, so I told them I would bring their requests before.
Thank you for the help.
No problem. I'm on tour. I'm on tour. I'll be at Delamo Park on Thursday at 6:30 with Councilwoman Arlene Rojas. I have District 1 kind of butts up against Delamo Park. That's the park I grew up in, park I played in. So I'm on tour. I'm coming back home. And my first place of work. So I'm
Rock
coming.
star.
Yeah, I'm coming back to Delamo Park. We'll see you this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. If you're coming out, make sure you're respectful. Bring 2 minutes to talk, and we'll try to answer all your questions as much as we can. We want to make sure that everybody's coming from work, everybody get an opportunity to speak their piece. And then I want to say happy birthday to my baby daughter, Ryan. She turns 5 tomorrow. That's my COVID baby. So Ryan, if you're watching, Daddy says happy birthday. All right. Good night, everybody.
I think the councilman forgot to tell you about his town hall meeting.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I had a town hall meeting at Stevenson Park last week, and I just want to thank all of the team for coming out. We had Captain Norman, we had Dr. Rogers, we had Mike Whitaker, we had public safety. I want to thank my field deputy, KW. It was incredible. We had a great turnout, and we're just interested in getting things done. The Mighty District 1 is very active, and they wanted to hear. Oh, also, while I'm here, I've had a number of parents, and I'm sure all of my council have gotten this email, and this is probably directed at Mike Whitaker. I had a number of parents who talked about missing opening day, missing the children's pictures because of this new vendor that we picked to get uniforms. The uniforms were late at every park. I know that we pay for, the parents paid last year. They didn't pay for uniforms because we had someone donate it. So the parents paid for them this year. They're paying for pictures this year. It's a number of things. And some parents, they've sent emails to all of us saying how disappointed that they had to push back schedules. Some people took days off for opening day. And this vendor is a new vendor from what I understand for us. And cheaper isn't always better, right? So, when we're picking these vendors, everybody, cheaper isn't always better. And I'm not saying you pick the vendor, but I'm just saying cheaper isn't always better. They knew when opening day was, and they knew that these uniforms was going to be late. They could have gave us a heads up. They had these kids waiting on uniforms and stuff. So this is something that we need to look into. I know that we paid for these. Maybe they need to offer the city a discount or something like that, because it's unacceptable. Some of these children have their hearts on playing these sports, particularly my daughter. She'd be standing outside at 5 o'clock. Game don't start till 6, and calling me like, "Daddy, where you at?" So people have their hearts set on it. But there's a number of emails in our email chain that's so locked up and so secure that you can't access everywhere. So it's a litany of them. So I would encourage you to check them out as some people who wants us to respond to see what we're doing about this particular vendor. Thank you.
That's a no-no, messing with our baby. Memorial adjournments, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. These are the names that I received. Francisca Ramos Loyola, Basilo R. Katbagan, Benny Harris Jr., and I did take the personal privilege to add Keith Bennett. housing city employee, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Doctor?
Yes, David White. This is the president of Compton School Board, Micaiah Lee's uncle. He passed, David White.
Am I missing something on this agenda that says memorial adjournments?
No, Madam Mayor, I was looking for it as well. It is above oral communication underneath ordinance second reading.
What?
Yeah, it used to be after, but I
did.
think you changed it.
I didn't.
No, the mayor changed it.
No.
No, mayor didn't do that.
Okay.
Somebody changed it.
Doesn't matter, just take care of it. Okay.
It's been like that the last several meetings.
Oh,
Yeah, I hadn't noticed
It's
until
not a
tonight.
bad thing. It's just however you want to do it.
Okay. Any further comments? Hearing none. Staff, good night all.
Good night.